Okay, guys, I really don't think you're giving this movie its respect. NERDSoul. Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. We've got hip hop, we've got geek, we've got all that jazz. Hands, but we're gonna get into sort of a movie review, but not particularly a movie review. It's gonna be very spoiler free, but I'm gonna be talking about a movie called, of course, Upgrade. And the reason why I'm bringing this up today is because either on Twitter or on Facebook, I've actually had conversations where people are like, well, I don't know if I want to see Upgrade. I'm not sure if it's for me. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. You know, it doesn't look like it's all that. First thing, you know what I'm saying, this movie is on point. We'll get to why. But here are my 5 reasons that you need to see Upgrade. Starting with, of course, number 5. This is an original movie. It's an original idea. It's not based on a book, not based on a comic, not based on a poem, not based on a true story, not a biopic or nothing. It's an original film. And a lot of these people that I've talked to or DMs or chats or whatever have told me over the years, man, I'm so tired of reboots. I'm so tired of sequels. I'm so tired of superhero stuff or whatever. Well, when you have a chance to go see an original movie, you definitely should, especially when it's solid. And this movie is definitely solid. It's original, but it feels, you know, it feels very comfortable and familiar when you're watching it. So an original film like this that's actually got some, you know, solid story points and things like that about it, you need to give it some love and give it some props. You know what I'm saying? This weekend, check it out on matinee or something because it's definitely worth your time. So original and good, that's number 5. And so you're getting ready. Prepare yourself. Now we're gonna go on and get into, of course, number 4, which is the pacing and direction of this film. The way this movie is paced and the way it's shot is very unique. And what I mean by being very unique is it's slightly off, just enough to make you notice that this is a different world. This is a different, you know, this is being approached a different way. And the pacing is very smooth and subtle, and then it'll pick up for you. And then you'll forget like, oh man, we're on the move now. And then it'll go back to a nice smooth tone. So it'll give you like this nice roller coaster ride through the film of just these emotions and these moments that you're following this character through. And I've got to give it props for making a movie that's small and original, but not feel long and not feel rushed either. Also, big shout out to the direction is all of the interactions are kind of emotion-filled, natural interactions that I would expect to feel in this position or expect someone else to feel in this position. So I gotta give this joint some love for, of course, number 5 being original, and of course number 4 for just the direction overall and the pacing in a film that doesn't make you feel like you've been there for hours. So I'm gonna move on to my number 3, which is the acting, and I gotta give some love to the lead. Logan is just, he really shines as a leading man. You feel for him, he draws you in. He gives you these emotions, especially when he's by himself. Even when he's talking to the implant that you hear in the trailer, there's just so much that he uses either physically, non-verbally, or even with his, just like his mannerisms with his facial, like his facial features, his eye movement. There's so much that he uses to draw you in. And then the characters around him are very stylized and distinct. Now, I will say some of the villains are just kind of like villains just to be there. But the main people in his life that are more the good guys or maybe family members are parts of his life that matter to him. And he's trying to struggle between what he's dealing with in his life and how to, get justice, make it right, but also retain his self. And it really shines through on the screen. He is ready for the big screen. I know he looks like little baby Tom Hardie, but this dude Logan came through and it is really his film. Like, he proves himself on this and just the acting is just impeccable. He's able to pull this off in a way where you feel for him, you feel for his future, and you kind of feel sorry for him, and you really want him to win. And that's what you need in an actor or an acting even around the lead character, is you want someone that you can pull for, someone that you care for, and he does it in spades on this. So that's another reason. Number 3 is definitely the acting. You're gonna get into this character, you're gonna like the dude, and you're gonna want him to win. So I got my last 2, but before we move on, of course, Hero Brand is gonna what? Help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, check that link below. Hats, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, of course, cop it. Now, we're getting into my number 2, which is something that's really on point, which is this movie is unconventionally familiar. And what I mean by that is it uses these devices, it uses these story themes, these little tactics to make us feel comfortable, make us feel familiar in a space where it's brand new to us. So, of course, it needs to use those shortcuts because it's an original film to kind of get us into it, because there's some parts of this film that feel like a superhero film. There's parts of this film that feel like a thriller. There's parts of this film that feel very sci-fi to you. But they use it in a way where they kind of support the actor through his journey. They use this to support the story as it's being told. So there's times I know a lot of people have said like, hey, this is kind of like, Blue Beetle or kind of like Venom. And there are times when it feels like that, when you have that part inside of you, that part of you that's inside of you, that's speaking to you back and forth. And then you have this kind of deal where it's like maybe like your very gripping revenge film. So you have these things that come together, and they're from so many different baskets that it's unconventional to have them together, but they're very, very familiar. Now, of course, last but not least, you know who I am. You know I love my fighting. You know I love my car chases, my beating up, karate chopping. And of course, that's my number 1. This movie brings the action. And I'll get into its purpose in a second, but just the fight scenes are incredible. The way Logan, the actor, reacts to the action, the way it's pulled off and its different set pieces are just incredible. They're dope to see on screen. There's a lot of like practical camera movements and just way they use the camera and turn things around on either the good guys or the bad guys, which makes this so incredible to see. I am elated when I see action like this on the screen. And the reason why is because this is action, but not without purpose. The purpose of this action is played out very directly and distinctly. It's not gratuitous like Hostile or something like that. Because I know a lot of people might have saw the trailer and been like, oh, this might be a little too bloody for me. Trust me, the action is there and the bone cracking and stuff is there, but it's not overinflated with those moments, and it's not gratuitous to the point where it's like, okay, this fight should have been over. You're just trying to put more blood into the scene. So they make their point, but then they know when to let it go, which goes back to, of course, the pacing and the direction. They know when to give you just enough and to be like, okay, it's been too bloody or it's been too much craziness. Let's ease it back down. And the scenes that you have with the action are they're stellar. And I won't say that they're breaking too much ground there, but there are a lot of very interesting takes and interesting angles that you see in here as an action fan. And then, of course, as a caveat, I'll throw in here that they did all this, I think, on like a $5 million budget. So that is just crazy in itself. Guys, holla at me, I'm holla at you. Down in them comments, let's talk about Upgrade. I love the film. I know this wasn't a movie review, but I will throw my review star number in there if you want to know. And I give this movie, of course, 4 stars. It's gripping, it's fun, it has a main character that you want to pull for and you want him to win. And it's just impressive seeing an original film do some new stuff while feeling familiar by taking from different themes and different baskets. It's a lot of fun. You guys should definitely check it out. I know you're seeing Incredibles this weekend. Maybe pick up Upgrade on like a matinee. Go see it. You see it like the 10 a.m. showing or something. But anyway, you guys, before I bounce, I'm going to tell you to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop. shop.thatnerdsoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt, player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right, there's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart, and please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other, and remember, that voice in your head doesn't always mean you're crazy. Peace.